Hey guys, welcome back. Detour Live. We're 6 stages down of the Tour of Spain, and Iffy has made some big statements after last night's stage. He is so excited, and of course, I'm joined and talking about four-time national road champion John Trevorrow. We're joined by a regular guest now, Stuart O'Grady, Olympic champion and Paris-Roubaix winner, and director of the Santos Tour Down Under.
And also, like it's just matter of fact. It's Paris-Roubaix winner, champion.
That's a good call. It's all about what do they say? The percentage of communication. It's like 60% tone. So I need to probably work on
just rattle it off. That's cool.
Absolute legend.
A whole career in 10 seconds. That was beautiful.
Yeah. Now I'm actually normally we start with our guests, but I want to start with you, John. John, you've made this statement that yesterday is one of the greatest ever stages you've seen ever, and Michael Matthews' ride was one of the his best or greatest ever ride. Please explain. They're big statements, mate.
They were big statements. Look, I watched all the stages of the Tour and the Giro and that, but it was exciting from the start. That I have never seen a break work as well together as that break last night. They were like a one team doing a team time trial. They were just so organised, and even when the pressure was on, it took them a long while to reduce that deficit. They got out to 7 minutes, so that impressed me. The fact that Mike Exchange took it on early because no one was interested in containing that break. So they believed in Michael right early on. They weren't sure whether it was going to be too hard for him to finish or not, but they did believe in him. So they put the hammer down. Then the winds came, and it was just something happening all the time. And I reckon Matty Keenan and Dave Macca did a really good job. Pretty easy for them really to build up the excitement, because it was just building and building. Will they catch them? Will they not catch them? And I got to tell you, at the bottom of the climb, I thought the break was done. But then, and I still don't know how Magnus managed to stay away. So I was excited, but then Bling did something really special. I mean, he's won much bigger races. He's won the Tour de France. He's won a under 23 world title. I was there when he won that great stage in the Giro when he beat Cadel in the pink jersey. Up a really tough uphill climb. But this, you could see he really wanted it, and he had to make a decision. It's just about a bit over a K to go. They'd eased. Magnus had opened up that gap even more. And he knew if he sat there, he's going to run second. He had so much in the tank, he would have run second. But he didn't want to run second. He wanted to win. So he just put the hammer down, went away. They caught him again. Movistar went past him. He went bang past him again, put it down. Okay, he got caught. But I was just so impressed. Absolutely.
Okay, but then how does that beat his stage win at the Tour de France? If you said it's the greatest ever ride,
the best placing. I'm just saying the ride he did.
Yeah, but English greatest ever ride. That includes the greatest ever ride. You can't make those calls, John.
That's my call, not yours, Dan.
Well, I disagree.
Well, you can disagree. That you disagree doesn't really mean much to me. I want to hear Stewie's.
Okay. She's a
can
hot
you actually
start.
Put him on mute? Or
Yeah, I can actually.
No. I just wanted to know. I'm not asking you to do that. I love hearing Johnny's. I love hearing Johnny's stories as much as anybody, and the way he dissects things. And I actually did ask Johnny if it actually set up and watched it, because I got to 85K to go, and I have to start evaluating what time the alarm's going to go off for get the kids to school. So I haven't watched it finish yet, but I'm going to attempt tonight. But like I said to Johnny, I think if I sat up and watched that one last night, you would have been that pumped, because it was a great stage. Crosswinds, small roads. It was like a mini classic. They had little touches of a Tour of Flanders in there as well when they're crisscrossing through the farm fields. But I agree. It was one of Matthews' good ride, like one of his better rides. You can see how much he wanted it. I think the team probably, they've had a pretty tough start. Crashes, bit of misfortune, probably haven't hit the targets which they wanted to. So you can kind of feel the tension and see it when they took up the chase about 70K to go or whatever it was. And, you could see the guys had a pretty hard team meeting. Let's make something happen. And I think it's easy. I don't want to say easy to forget how good Matthews is, but it's everyone. I think we put him in the sprinter category a little bit too easily. You can just see the pure power of Philipsen and Jakobsen and those guys. And Matthews hasn't quite got that same amount of HP, but mate, he's up there in the classics and Liège and Amstel, which is something that no sprinter can do. So, to see him get up there yesterday just the pure pace of the climb at the bottom, and for him to be ahead of a lot of the climbers, just seeing, Yatesy get blasted off the wheel is pretty amazing, to be honest. Like Johnny said, he really wanted that, and he was all in. He had a crack, but it didn't quite work, But you'd prefer to kind of go back to the bus going with no regrets, and that was one of those moments. A lot of riders, you go back with regrets, going, "Oh, I should have done this, I could have done that." But once the boys commit to riding on the front, it's all in. You are all in, and that ride by Cort was just phenomenal, to be honest. He just kept the strength he showed to swap off at the bottom, all day in a breakaway, in a tough, hard breakaway. It wasn't a Tour de France, get the gap and then slow down to 30k an hour and roll along. It was, the pace was on all day, which was the most impressive part about that. But then, when he got to the bottom of the climb, I can't remember the name, Boha or the Euskaltel rider, attacked and just, that was his TV attack, one for the sponsors. Bang, he blew up and finished minutes and minutes behind. Cort just went okay, and just had him locked in his target and just didn't slow down. It was so impressive. They were down to 5-6 seconds with a K to go, and normally when you've been in a break all day, you run out of steam. For him to hold off and know that Roglic and look around at each hairpin and see the guys just mowing you down. That was a fantastic result, and I'm really happy that he actually got the win.
Mate, Magnus Cort is one of the great cycling characters. Like off the bike, because he obviously rode with Green Edge back in the day. They used to give him crap about he'd always just wear denim, like all the time, 24/7. He'd wear denim shorts or denim pants. Like everyone would have their tracksuits. Nah, he gets his denim on. And then
the Scandinavians are a little bit different, aren't they? But mate, how tough are they? They're such a hardcore breed.
And denim pants are they jeans, mate?
Denim pants are jeans, yeah.
Thank you. All right.
You guys sound like you've been on a grand tour for 3 weeks together already.
Mate, you give us another week and it's just going to be on, I'll tell you. He's just cold chiseling every day.
Next time you call me, I think I've got to get to cheerleading practice again for the girls, all right?
But I remember the Vuelta that he won a couple of stages, and he didn't have a girlfriend at the time, and then we took the mickey out of him on the backstages and said, if anyone wants to go on a date with Magnus, submit a message to the team. 0 messages. And the next day we said, "Hey Magnus, you won a stage," and he goes, "Oh yeah, how many people message?" I said, "Oh, none, mate." And he goes, "You're serious?" He goes, "Oh, I feel horrible." and then they said, no. We got one message. This attractive female said, "Look, I'll go on a date with you, but you got to win 2 stages." So on the last day, he was just all hell bent on winning 2 stages. He did it, and she donuts didn't catch up with him. So it's a sad story, but I know. But he also used to do. He does hotel reviews when he goes to Grand Tours, and he rates them out of 5 stars. And then on Instagram, he started doing these videos where he had this old cricketer's hat, like an old corduroy one, and he'd write press on it, and he'd put it on, and he'd ask himself questions. So he'd go, "Hey Magnus, hey, what do you think about today's stage?" He'd take it off, and then he'd answer it himself. Oh, bloody hilarious! Hilarious. So yeah, absolutely. So I was
bit of a character.
Bit of a character. So, but Iffy Roglic back in the overall lead, it was obviously bound to happen. But what do you think in terms of the GC shake-up? Because I thought Adam Yates was going to win the stage.
Well, it was interesting. At the bottom of the climb, the final climb, Ineos just lit it up with with Carapaz and what's the other Ecuadorian? Navarro. Anyway,
old mate.
He was. He really lit up. Matter of fact, he lit up that hard. He blew Carapaz off the wheel and Bernal off the wheel. Had to get on the road. He's up. And so that's how they started. So it sort of backfired on them because they all lost a bit of time. Movistar ended up with 3 in the top 10. So they're looking, strongish. But they were the ones who actually let Magnus go back out again because they as you said, Stewie, they got into about 5 seconds. And then whoever the Movistar was, the guy on the front just swung over. No one went through. Yeah. And then away went Magnus went again and opened up the gap. But it was interesting. The one who surprised me, he surprised me in that I bagged him a bit. Is Fabio Aru. Well, he's not my favourite rider. He spits the dummy and goes missing. But hey, he finished just 27 seconds down. It's right there, and he's I think 10th on GC. So maybe he's on his way back.
But he said he's retiring. Yeah, but if he pulls out a big result and gets an offer, surely he's going to go, pull the trigger a bit early on that. I'm back. No way. Anyway,
I have bagged him a little bit of recent times, so I'll give him a tick. He's been impressive on this Vuelta.
So obviously there's a lot more racing to go, Iffy, and stage 7 looks like a
yuck.
Yeah.
How'd you like that one, Stewie? Out of the block.
Honestly, if for those that don't, I mean that is a non-climber's cyclist nightmare. A category 1 from the start. There's nothing more horrific, nothing that scares you more in a Grand Tour than a Cat 1 from kilometre 0, because you just know you're in for it, and look at it, it's relentless. So you dive bomb straight back down, and you don't even get like a plateau or a bit of an area to come back to. It's whacked back up another little kicker. So they're going to go berserk at the bottom of this, and it's just going to have a look at that profile. That is oh mate, my legs are screaming just looking at that. To be honest,
there'd be quite a few riders.
Should be great. Should be great from the couch and watching it on TV.
And I'll try not to do the spoiler alert for you tomorrow morning like I did this morning. But there would be a lot of riders who would be really worried about time cut in this stage.
Well, it's only
Tim the vet.
Mate, that's not mine.
That was mine.
No, 152k kill, 152k. That's short. So I just that's a nasty start. So for the guys that are struggling, or there's been quite a few big crashes early, for the guys that are kind of suffering, it looks really hot, which is normal, but that's just relentless. So there's just no time. Normally you have like 3 category 1s or something where you kind of get time to recover and settle in. But with a stage this short, and seeing how the Vuelta's been played out so far, mate, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to have to sit up and watch this one, I think.
Well, it's Saturday tomorrow, mate, so you can sleep.
No, we're 7:15 at the soccer pitch, mate. So school soccer. But no, well, I mean that looks brutal, but the Vuelta having a mountain stage on the second, on stage 2 was just kind of showing what was to come. This will be a real shake-up. It has been a fairly steady start to the Vuelta, so this should really shake things up, and it's going to be interesting to see if they try and control it. If I was Roglic, I think they've done too much controlling in the past and just tried to go for too many wins. I think they've just got to keep their eyes on the big prize, and hopefully he's learned from the last couple of years, and potentially a big breakaway with 30 riders, and it will go all the way.
How the Aussies been going so far, Iffy, on your rock solid list of 11?
Well, I got very excited at the start of this race, but they've all dropped out of contention. But they've got different roles. Michael Storer was doing a fantastic job for his team leader in DSM who crashed yesterday. What was his name? Okay.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, Bardet.
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 And but Bardet really hurt himself, and same with Hamilton as well. He they've been working hard for him. I thought that Jack Haig might have recovered enough from the Tour de France crash and everything to come in this to have a go for GC, but obviously he's doing a really good job riding for Lander. He actually was quite strong last night, actually, trying to look after Lander. And Lander was in the mix. I think he was about, I'm trying to see where he finished.
Sheriff's, he would never have been a guy to go in with like dual leaders and stuff. He'd be like very clear. This is the plan. Know what your role is. There's no point in, fluffing around with this. Be really clear on this is what we're doing.
It's going to be really interesting to watch Movistar. It's Valverde's final Vuelta, final season. They're running, I think they're second, third and fourth overall. So they're going to have to do a bit of moving and shaking at some stage. Was that what their result was? Yeah, I think they're overall second, third and fourth.
Yeah. So, Mass is at 25 seconds, Lopez at 36, and Valverde at 41.
Yeah, so, look, at some stage, and I'm not saying tonight or today's the day to do it, but, I'm pretty sure normally Movistar, their number one objective is to win the team's classification. They kind of have to win that as, Movistar, the company, the sponsor, they've been around for forever. It's really important for them to win the team's category, but I'm kind of hoping that, that they at least aim for, obviously they're aiming for a podium, but it's going to be really hard to dismantle Roglic. I mean, the time trials at the end, the time trials too hard and too long for them to beat Roglic there. So they're going to have to make some pretty big moves, in some of the big mountain stages, and this could be one, where they try and get one of those three they just have to maintain pressure on Roglic and his team. And it's the only way they got any chance of trying to, create a weakness and then attack him, in the third week. But a lot of Ks to go, a lot of hills to go. But it's just they have to start. There's no point getting to the third week and being, even on level time, because Roglic is just going to blast them out the back door.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. I reckon Enric Mas is the rider that will go the best out of the Movistar guys, because he did look, he has looked quite good. But the Jumbo Visma guys team looked a little bit vulnerable on that stage 3 climb. It wasn't a huge day in the mountains, just a hard finish. But there was no one with Roglic in the last K of that. They were all spat out the back.
Well, maybe they've been told to kind of just ease off on a bit, and normally that first mountain day or the first major climb in any Grand Tour, you're either really good or you're really bad. There's been a lot of build up. You might have a bit of pressure, a bit of stress, and you're kind of not firing. It takes a couple of days to get the body into the rhythm. So, but maybe they've told guys to just sit up. I mean, Reese was a classic of that with us. As soon as we got, if I wasn't meant to be there, chaperoning Carlos or one of the Schlecks, then it was literally sit up and recover, and roll in and use that right in the last 10K or whatever it was to, a bit of active recovery. Now they jump on the home trainers, I guess, but, maybe they've learned to, save as much powder in the gun for when they really need it.
Yeah, exactly right. I've been impressed with young Jay Vine, who with Alpes and Phoenix, who's been working on the flatter stages to contain things for Philipsen.
The king of Zwift.
Yeah,
that's the one.
But it's what a story, Stewie. To come out of it and get selected. I think it was a tour of Hungary he went to.
Tour of Turkey.
First race he met. So to Turkey, was it?
Yeah.
No, Hungary.
Was
Turkey. What are the other? Turkey. It might have been Turkey. Yeah. It was
Hungry, Turkey. I don't know, but you're making me pretty hungry, guys.
But I think he met because of COVID, he couldn't get over early. So he met the team the night before the race started, and then went in and did a fantastic race and ran second over.
And he went straight in as straight in as team leader as well, which you hadn't even heard. He rocked up to the hotel. I mean, and you rock up and see all these legends and superstars, blokes you idolise, and the first team meeting you're the captain or leader. That's pretty cool. I mean, it normally took me a couple of years to even get a sniff at having a go, but it's amazing how times have changed, and to get selected by winning a virtual global event is just crazy.
And that was the race that Cav started everyone going, "Oh, he's back!" That was when he won 4 or 5 stages. So yeah.
Excellent.
So what else is news, Johnny?
Well, we've got Grace Brown on the show on Sunday, so we're going to have a yap with her. So she's unfortunately had to finish her season early. That shoulder injury she got in the Giro, even though she didn't think it was that bad, and she rode a brilliant time trial at the Olympics for 4th, just missed a medal. It's gotten worse, so she goes into hospital next week in Belgium, I think, and they're doing an operation on her shoulder. So she's coming on for a chat on Sunday. I know that tomorrow night we haven't got you, Dan. You're pull the sickie, so I'm going to have to captain the ship. That'll be fun. What could go wrong?
Yeah. Well,
that's going to be an interesting edition to watch, isn't it?
just hang 5. I might be a late inclusion, John. I'll keep you updated with the lockdown situation. So I might be back on. So we'll keep you posted. Hey, there's a couple of comments. Chris Peters says, "You're right, Iffy, it's your call, even though you're wrong." Talking about Bling's right when he may have it. Hi guys, Tom Maloney says, "I'm with Iffy too, but I'll qualify Bling's ride to being the greatest demonstration of his outstanding character." That's probably what you're trying to say. That's what you were trying to say, but you didn't say it like that. Tom Maloney, Aussie commentators are going to have trouble with those LL names like Puerto
La Cuna.
That's it. Beautiful. Hey, Iffy, just on a side note, how are we going with the silent auction for the Amilla Resort prize, where it's going to be 5 nights, breakfast and dinner with 2 adults and 2 children, valid till the end of next year, thanks to the Amilla Resorts in the Maldives. And if you want to laugh, Stewie, I don't know if you saw last night, John does these live. He talks to this clip because he said, mate, there's no voiceover. And I said, well, you can voice them live.
No, you gave me 5 seconds notice on that last night. We talked about doing it sometime in the future, but you just hang me out to dry like you always do, Dan. That's fine.
Well, are you going to do it?
The good part is that we have had a bid of $3,000. So it's up to $3K, which is
wow.
Only goes to the Carreca Foundation.
John?
Okay.
Talk to the pictures.
Beautiful.
Mate, I thought you were just kidding, Johnny.
Manta Ray.
Now look, looks just like the Gambie.
It is. But a bit warmer. Beautiful. Cabins over the water. Look at that. How great is that? There you go.
Oh, mate, fantastic. Magnificent, John. You're the Phil Liggett of promotional voiceover, mate.
Good job, boys. I'm gonna have to love you and leave you.
No worries, mate.
I've got some stuff to get to, but thanks for having me on the show, and I'll try and sit up tonight. And
one quick question for you, mate, because as you know, we had Scotty Sunderland yesterday, who was talking about the races he does in Europe, and of course the Cadell Evans race. So, what's the latest? Where are you at with the Tour Down Under? Of course, we're all desperate to get over and watch it. I'll be there for sure, one way or the other. So, just to give us an update.
Oh, look, there's, I can't really go into too much more. Obviously everyone's just doing whatever we can, but, with restrictions in place as they are still, look, we're just all trying to organise the best event we can with the regulations and restrictions. It'll probably be in place for next year still with the international quarantine. So that's making things pretty tricky. But I think hopefully by the end of the year we'll be in a very different place nationally. The vaccine rollout will be hopefully hovering around that 80%, and borders will be open. I mean, just having our state borders open is critical. So for the time being, we're just obviously working away extremely hard in the background, despite everything going on to give the cycling fans and a reason to come to Adelaide in January and be a part of the Tour Down Under again.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
Good luck with it all, mate. I love your positivity and
Got to stay positive.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, look, obviously, obviously it's really tricky with the international board, with the borders and the 14-day quarantine. At the moment, that's really tricky, and even it's difficult for Australians to get home. Even when they're fully vaccinated, to have to come, just like our Olympians have just done. And then South Australian Olympians who flew in via New South Wales had to actually do another 14 days, so 28 days. So, look, right now is not the time to be trying to, put too much pressure, I guess, on SA Health. They've got a lot going on trying to keep the state's head above water. We're ready to go for whatever, I guess, restrictions and things are in place, but we'll definitely have something for everyone to come and cheer at.
Well, if you need someone to do some voiceovers for your sponsors' videos, John, we're more than happy to help out, mate. Complimentary.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, mate.
Nice.
Take it easy.
See you,
Stuart.
See you guys.
Stuart O'Grady, winner of Paris-Roubaix, Olympic gold medalist, bloody yellow jersey, Tour de France, absolute legend, and director of the Santos Tour Down Under.
And one great stage in the Bay Crits.
Here we go. PJ, here for the Bay Crit stories. Tell us about the Mount Buller Cup. And then Samantha said, I dare to ask Stewie about Tour Down Under preps. Well, challenge accepted. Well done, John.
You just did. Yeah.
Free Ranger.
Well,
if his voiceover competition, bid on a Miller to save a gorilla and all the tight kids can watch the Bay Crits.
I like Free Ranger. He's good on him. Yeah, that's my script for tomorrow night. That's good.
Okay. That's fantastic. Hey, it's that time of the show where we have a quick word from our great mates at Bike Exchange and some great messaging from our partners at Amy Gillett Foundation.
Look at this bike. You think it's just a bike, right? But it's not. It's a bike. 374 people are looking at. This guy, this girl, them, all looking at it. People from here, there, and wherever this is. People that are looking for a bike. Or just a piece of it. Amateurs, semi-amateurs, and pro-amateurs. This guy wants this bike, but with this crank and these bars. This could be the perfect match. But not this one. This girl has a bike to sell, and thousands of people might purchase it. Eyes on Bikes help grow small businesses. His, hers, yours, and the latest data and insights help those businesses keep moving. We are the world's #1 bike marketplace, with over 500,000 products and 900 brands, where buyers and sellers are brought together in a place where a bike is never just a bike. Bike Exchange, where the world buys, sells, learns, and rides.
Life is like a two-way street. It's about consideration and mutual respect. Roads are much the same. However you get around, walk, ride or drive, if we share our roads, we can all be safer. The Amy Gillett Foundation is Australia's peak cycling safety charity. Our mission is for safe cycling in Australia. Our vision is for 0 cyclist deaths. Over the last year, we've seen an enormous increase in people taking up cycling, whether it be for recreation, with the family, commuting, or even to start your own cycling career. We need to do more to make it safer for every cyclist. 20 cyclists every day are hospitalised, and 1 cyclist is killed every 10 days on Australian roads. So, the next time you jump on your bike or hop in your car, remember to practice the 4 C's. Be courteous, calm, considerate, and conscientious. Every cyclist death is preventable, and we all deserve to get home safely. Please donate to help the Amy Gillett Foundation make the roads safer for you and for me.
Thanks again to our great mates at Bike Exchange and some great messaging there from the Amy Gillett Foundation. Now, Iffy, we're starting to get legs for the Detour Peloton, or the delegate, as the Free Ranger said. for the Amy's Grand Fondo, which is going to be at the end of October. And we've been telling people, get involved. Get on the Amy Gillett Foundation website, amygillett.org.au. And we might have some kit being designed, Iffy. We've had people talking to Amy Gillett. Vaughan and Katie are starting to chat, and it looks like it's going to happen, mate. That's exciting.
Well, it is exciting, and from what you were saying to me, that we might get our great listeners, viewers, to have some input into the design, along with the people at the Amy Gillett Foundation, get the right message. But we can have some fun with this, and I reckon we could end up with a large peloton, the Detour Desperates, or something like that, up at Lawn, because it's a wonderful ride, absolutely sensational event. The Amy Gillett Great Ocean Road Grand Fondo. It's actually an entry into the Grand Fondo World Championships. So not that we'll be worrying too much about that, Dan. I don't know.
No.
We've got an e-bike section anyway.
No.
I'm looking forward to it. It'll be brilliant. Let's just hope we're out of lockdown by that time.
Well, I've sent Jules a link to jump on the show, but he's obviously tied up at the start. So then I've gone podcast fishing. I've sent the sheriff, but I haven't got the blue tick, so he's under the pump. But Vaughan will probably jump on and give us an update on what's happening with the kit and a bit of a recap of what's happened on the race so far. The Detour delegation, free ranger, that's what he reckons we should call it. That makes sense. That's good.
Yeah, I like the Detour Desperates, but that's fine. I like delegations probably makes a bit.
So what are we going to do? That are we going to do the 140 Ks or what's going to be? So how many rides am I going to need to minimise the amount of pain the day after if I just went into that stone cold? Because I probably wouldn't get through it even on an e-bike.
No, just charge the battery right up, mate, and put it on full power. You'll be right. Well, if you're on an e-bike and you're on full power, it doesn't take too much. But if the battery goes flat, you're in deep pain.
The Will Wizard wants to know: is John been able to get Gary Clively to come on the show?
I am going to get Gary Clively to come on the show. We're just waiting for the right time. We've got 2 weeks to go, but definitely going to get Gary on the show. One of the sensational athletes, and it's a wonderful story. I mean, I remember when Scotty McGrory did a special episode on the show that he was doing back at the time with Gatesy on SBS, I think it was, or no, it was on Fox, I think. But and he did a great interview with Gary Clively. It was one of the best episodes that he did. So we'll probably pinch a bit of stuff out of that too. It was a wonderful story. But now we'll get him on soon. But I'm happy to talk a bit more about that stage because I haven't. I raised all about. Hello, here we go.
Hey,
Vaughan McBealey, board member at the Mental Health Foundation. How are you, mate?
Very, very well. How are you? My hat's a bit crooked, but that's all right.
It's all right, mate. No dramas. What's going on, mate?
Did you sit up and watch the stage last night?
I did sit up and watch the stage last night. She was a cracker.
Was it the best stage of all time? Was it the best stage of all time, as John called it?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that, Dan. You're exaggerating again. I didn't say it was the best stage. I said it was maybe Bling's best ride, but I didn't say it was the best stage. It was one of the best. One of great stage.
Okay,
sorry.
It is definitely up there as one of the best stages of bike racing I've watched in a while. That's for sure. I thought Bling also, mate, was unbelievable. He animated that race towards the end there and laid it all on the line. Most of my mates know I'm a bit of a Bling fan, but I'm even a bigger Bling fan after last night's effort. But Maggie, he was pretty amazing to hang out there and get the win as well. So it was just a very, very exciting bike race.
Yeah.
Now, we were just chatting before that there might be some progression with the Detour delegation kit and the Amy Gillett Foundation. What can you tell us, mate?
Well, mate, I'm pretty excited. So what we're going to do is we are going to run a competition and we're going to get all the fans to design the kit. We're going to set up the templates and by the end of the weekend, hopefully by tomorrow night's show, we'll have it all ready to go live. You'll be able to download a template for the jersey and the bib shorts and do your wildest and best kit. And then you boys can choose which one you like the best. And that's the ones that everyone will be riding in for the Amy Gillett chocolate fondo, which is going to be amazing. And also then the person who we choose as you guys choose as the kit that you like the most, we're going to give them and 2 of their mates a full range of kit that they can design for themselves.
Jeez, that's fantastic.
It's just getting bigger and better.
Free Ranger says of the D tourists. That's not bad. The D tourists. So he's starting to get his juices going there. That's great. But I think I obviously don't ride, but I would think that I'm a Hawk supporter, but those colours are probably steer clear, definitely brown.
Wow.
What are the most popular colours for a kit nowadays? Vaughan?
Well, at the moment with the Amy Gillett Foundation, they're really putting a big push on being colourful and being able to be seen. At the moment, the fashion is all black kits and all dark blue kits, and they're not great for visibility. So one of the things we'll definitely be looking for is a really high, really colourful kit. There is some fantastic pastels and some really cool, greens and blues that are in fashion at the moment. But we'll definitely be looking for something that we're going to be able to be seen, and also we'll be adding a full range of reflective on both the bib shorts and the jersey so that we can be seen at the night time.
And what's the website? Where can we get a bit of an idea of what sort of stuff you've done?
So apexcustomaus.com is our website. You can jump on there and have a look at some of the kit that we do at the moment. We've done some pretty wild stuff. We did the cheeky, a big shout out to all the cheekies over here in Sydney. We did their crazy kit, which is like leopard print and some pretty fun designs. So, but we can do pretty much anything. We could actually take a picture of John's face and put it on his butt and just so when you're sitting on the wheel, you just got the smiling Iffy, just grinning back at you.
Pile up.
I'll sit right in front of Dan all day.
But with the business, you don't have to do like some of these ones where you want custom kit. You got to get like minimum, 50 kits or whatever. There's no minimum, is there?
Zero minimum. If someone wants to do one jersey, we'll make one jersey for them, one jersey, one set of bibs. And we do that quite a bit. People who just, might have a small business and they ride and they like to ride and they just want to get a set of kit with their branding on it. We'll do one jersey, one bib short. Our production time's about 4 weeks. It's been a tough year, I won't lie, in the industry, across the cycling industry.
4 weeks?
4 weeks, mate.
What do you do? A sleeve one day, a sleeve the next day.
Yeah. We have to fly, like a bit of material from Italy, another bit of chamois from somewhere else.
Shoddy. Chris Peters says we definitely don't want white nicks.
No,
that's obviously a no-go as well.
Well, unless you're the world champ.
But even then, that's like frowned upon, isn't it? If you go the full white, it looks terrible.
Yeah,
I've got a pair. Somehow I don't know how I inherited them, but in amongst some of my old stuff, a pair of those gold and white nicks that
Cipollini
had. Yeah. They're the ugliest pair of shorts I've ever seen. Anyway.
Yeah, he seemed to be able to pull it off.
Who's your prediction for stage 7, lads? Who's going to win the stage today? Is it Chook Lotto again? Breakaway goes up the road. No one wants to chase.
It's going to be more interesting, I reckon, tonight because of, you got the Cat 1 right out of the gun. So that's where the break will definitely probably go. And how much head they'll give them, I don't know. Roglic was pretty amazing last night. Didn't show his face to the last minute and then came out and pounced. It's another good opportunity for Bling to get a few more points because he might be able to hang on there or thereabouts if they don't let a break go and get to that first sprint because he's riding so well. But yeah, for me, Roglic just looks so strong. Unless Movie Star can play some cards because the depth of their team at the moment is what Ineos has never been able to do.
Yeah, that's right. Who's your tip, Iffy?
Yeah, look, I think it's going to be a break. I think a break will win. I think they might have trouble getting away in that first stage, but somewhere in that middle section, after the Cat 1, it's a solid day. I think it might be just a bit too hard for Bling, but it'd be great to see him if he can if it can come back together after that Cat 1 and he can get himself up for that intermediate sprint would be good. But I think it'll be a break. One of the strong guys who's just a bit down on GC, I feel it'll be one of those. Yeah.
Yep. Good stuff. Well, it should be an interesting stage. Anything you want to add before we wrap things up, Iffy?
No. Thanks for coming on board, Vaughan, and so much for helping with the clothing. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
If you want to put a bid on the silent auction item, John at cyclingevents.com.au. We forgot to mention that.
Yes. So it's up to $3,000, but it's worth $13,000. So
13.5.
13.5. Sorry.
Yeah. All counts.
Yeah. So I'm sure we can get it up a bit higher than that. But and all proceeds go to the Correca Foundation. So, which is they're pretty desperate to keep the coffers coming in, keeps the money coming in, because it's such a terrible time when they've got no visitors into the park, so there's no income. So they're still going to be able to pay the staff who can look after the rhinos and all the other animals in there.
Yep, for sure. And also to get involved with the show, youtube.com/The Detour Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks again. Thanks to Stuart O'Grady. Thanks, Vaughan. Thanks, Iffy. And we'll see you again tomorrow on the Detour Podcast.
Our shortest show ever.
No, it's not. Oh, it would be up there. 41 minutes. That's perfect. It's perfect. In and out. As soon as you start to waffle on, pull the ripcord. All right. Thanks, guys. See you again tomorrow.
Love your work. See you guys. Thanks.